What's up everybody? Brad Bordessa from ʻUkulele.com, and I wanted to shoot this video really quick to document the difference in tone between string gauges of strings of the same type. I got these new pink UkeLogic strings from Joel at Hawaii Music Supply. He's been sending them out, and I'm looking for feedback on them, and he was nice enough to include me in his test and demo process. I really dig the strings. I think they're going to be great, but for my preferences as a player, the two top strings in the set are a little bit heavy. They have kind of a funky sound. Right? It's got a real dark boom 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 kind of resonant sound that doesn't match the two top strings, and the two top strings are fabulous. They're probably the two best top strings I've played on an ukulele for kind of a strong meaty sound. They're not quite as bright as the worths that I normally play, but they're really cool in that they have a strong sound that kind of I don't know, it's just really raw. I don't know all the string gauges off the top of my head, but I know the A is heavier than the normal worth strings. The E is slightly less heavy than the heavy worth strings, and the C is quite a bit heavier. And so what I want to do is take this C. The C is 0.036 inches that I've got on here now, and downsize it to 0.32 inches, which he also included in some of the demo strings that he sent to me. And that's actually very slightly heavier than the worth heavy C. So it should be very familiar, and it should, I would imagine, fit into this string set well. But I wanted to just play the C string, only on the C string, and get some tone examples of how you can have the same string brand, same exact string type, but how the gauge of the string changes the sound, especially in the context of it being too heavy, in my opinion. So this is just the C string. So especially on the higher notes, it kind of starts to bog down under its own weight. And while I appreciate what Joel is trying to do with the tension of the strings, because the C string is matched almost to a T with the other two higher strings that usually don't have a problem with tension and sound, he's got the C string matched right to him on tension. So the feel is really super nice, but it's hard to get a nice tone with a string that's that heavy. But I'm gonna throw the 0.032 C string on here and do the change real quick, and then tune up and play basically the same thing so you can hear the difference between the two gauges. Okay. Alright, so new C string is on. First impression is that it is lighter. It's definitely not as satisfying to play on it. It's a little bit more loosey-goosey, but the tone is also clearer, in my opinion, and to my ears. And so if I can keep it in tune here, I will try and play pretty much the same thing I played before, and I'll A-B the two so you can hear what's going on between the difference between the two. So I think overall it's going to be an improvement. I'll have to play around with it a little bit and come up with my consensus. But main thing I wanted to point out was the difference in tone between different gauges of strings. That is a 4/1000ths difference between the 036 string and the 032 string, which is on here now. It's kind of a big change in tone. It's a little bit of a change in the feel of the string, but overall, I think it's really important to have these perspectives on choosing things instead of just following blindly what everybody else says is good. Kind of know why things are a certain way and be able to experiment and not be afraid to experiment, because what is a perfect string set for one person is not the perfect string set for me or for you. When they come out, definitely check out the UkeLogic strings by Mr. Joel at Hawaii Music Supply. I'm digging them. I think they're going to be great. Just a matter of going through the R&D process and getting all the feedback you can. And yeah, support small-time businesses and musicians. That's what we do.